So these episodes have quite the streak of leaving us wanting more. Not gonna lie, I mean this is without a doubt one of the most to me. I love this series. I do. This series is one of my favorites out there. And also, from what I understand, Mike, the new Attack on Titan, like season 3, is actually a lot of people are calling it one of the best anime seasons ever on television.
Oh,
So
that's quite high praise.
yeah, have you seen the second season?
Maybe. I think the last thing I saw. Wait. I guess this is spoilery. The Titans.
Spoilers. Go ahead.
The wall broke open. They had to hang the drapes over it because there are Titans in the wall.
That's in the first part of the second season.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then some of that, and then oh gosh, that was a long time ago. I don't know. There's some other stuff.
We found out that did you get to the part where there's revelations about the Colossal and the Armored Titan?
Yeah, that's Renner or something. Reiner.
And Berthold.
Yeah. So I remember like they were
And that to me, I mean, we finished the second season the other day, and we're gonna probably be diving into the third season here soon. And a lot of people say season 3 is pretty freaking crazy. Which, hey,
I mean, people turn into meat Gundams. Of course, it's crazy.
Every time you say meat Gundams,
that's what they are.
I know.
Meat Gundams.
And of course, we're watching Cowboy Bebop with Chad and Andrew, which they're liking it. We're more than halfway through with it.
I don't think I've ever met anyone that has seen Cowboy Bebop and they're like, nah, I wasn't really into it.
Well, you've met Quinn, and Quinn was like that.
I mean,
Quinn didn't like it.
I don't want this to sound mean, but Quinn doesn't really like anything.
You're not wrong.
Except
Kinsey.
Evil Dead.
And Kinsey, which that's a whole thing. In which, yeah, oh God. So I'm perfectly fine with everything that they're doing so far in season 2. I mean, the fact that we're getting some pretty awesome action here pretty early. I mean, the fight between Metal Bat and the Centipede Legion is pretty interesting, and also this big sumbitch. How the hell are they going to take him down? This new one that just revealed his ugly head.
Well, if Saitama's going to stay at this tournament thing, then I don't know.
Yeah.
I wonder if Saitama's just going to be like a Chironko. He's going to be like, I have to go to the bathroom. Okay. All right. Be right back. Goes in the bathroom, takes off the wig, puts it on, like hides it somewhere, and all of a sudden he's just like, I have to get out of here without anyone seeing me.
Well, I mean,
super fast.
I do feel like Metal Bat did hurt him because he's obviously being evasive now. Because he can't really hurt his body, but his little weird face, his little grandpa face on his forehead does seem to be pretty...
Yeah, it is a grandpa face. Almost like my face when I aged it. Although, with my beard, I kind of look like Saddam Hussein. Not going to lie. But, yeah, but that thing, I'm wondering how they're going to take it down. I wonder if... Yeah, I think I know what's going to happen. Tornado's going to come in, and she's just going to be like, okay.
I was going to say possibly another Class S hero will show up.
Yeah, she's just going to be like,
while he's
bye.
fighting Garo.
She's going to
We'll also see whether or not Garo is strong enough to take down that level of Class S hero, it looks like. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, he took down...
wondering if he can.
Well, he took down Tank Top Master, who was above Metal Bat.
Was he?
Yeah, I think he was like number 7.
Oh. And the Metal Bat, he's injured.
15.
I mean,
well, yeah, he's injured right now, but I think the more injured he is, the higher, the harder he hits. I know Watchdog is like level 15 or level 12. Genos is 13, I think. I mean, Nick's Googling it. Once Nick starts with the Google, he can't stop. I mean, me and Michael once had actually, y'all probably saw it in the previous one, where me and him had a whole conversation about a cocaine bear. Nick, all the while, was looking to see if Baseball Bat Boy from Paranoia Agent was in anything
Actually, he's
else.
only ranked 16.
Oh, who?
Tank Top.
No, that's what he is now. He got pushed down to the bottom. But previously he was ranked higher.
He was 14 and then 16.
Oh,
then,
14. Okay, my mistake. So divisible of 7. Sorry, that's where my brain went with that.
So he's still right around the same level as
Metal
Metal
Bat.
Bat, probably.
So I guess we're going to see how Metal Bat handles against Garo, in which I'm all cool with that because the fight scenes so far this season have been actually pretty damn cool. So let's get to it. Here we go. Metal Knight, number 6.
Ouch.
It's Kevin.
So say it's D from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They always call Dee a bird, and like progressively she looks more bird-like as it goes on until in Mac's story she's just an ostrich behind him in the bathroom going like a real ostrich.
It's his fighting spirit.
Hogan, whenever he would
Hulk out.
take hits and like,
Yeah, he'd be
the
hulking out like,
Hulkamania or whatever.
yeah, just shake his head like, you. Serve it up. Home run.
Damn.
You distracted him. What do you expect to happen?
Oh,
Did she legit knock him out?
I think so. Or it
that's
was
what
so
happens when you
weak
have 1
already.
HP left. There's a dude in there?
Well, right back into the earth he goes. Oh, he's gonna track it. A Rambo chimpanzee. That's a nightmare for you, isn't it, Micah? A chimpanzee who's also Rambo.
Kind of seems like there's an organization of monsters forming.
Huh?
It kind of seems like there's some sort of organization of monsters that's forming.
Seems like it. Hey, Lightning Max. Oh,
Dave.
looks like he's about to take a mad shit.
Seltzer water on the rocks. There's all kinds of other heroes in this, so why didn't Saitama just register as himself? Won't get it.
I think it's past the registration date. There's Chiranko. No, because Chiranko was already registered. Kill him. Jesus, dude. It's a martial arts tournament.
I don't understand how he's not been like, you're not Chiranko. Wrecked.
Oh, Jesus. Every joint is turned the opposite direction. Jesus Christ. Wow. What's her name? Mistress Pain?
Well, she seems fun.
Uh-oh. Oh.
お前も逆シードだとちゃんこ。え、あ、マジ見合わせだと。は、お前も逆賞じゃん。
Oh god. Oh, of course it has to end there. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Ah.
I wonder if he's just gonna let people run into his fists so he doesn't kill anybody.
Maybe. I mean, he has to take it easy on them, because if he doesn't, then they'll just pretty much be nothing but pink mist. Especially if a weak guy like that. I mean, sheesh.
I mean, some of them were heroes, so they're probably stronger than other dudes.
Well, yeah. I mean, Lightning Max took a hell of a beating from the Deep Sea King. He was one of the ones that got beat up by the Deep Sea King in season 1, and he was able to recover, and not only that, he held his own for a little while. But yeah,
It's weird that they're like, those who leave martial arts to become heroes are considered to take the easy way out. Is like they think martial arts is like stronger than like hero powers, apparently.
Well, I can see how certain people would have that mentality. It's just like, for instance, there was a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. I forget. I think it was Rickson Gracie. Rickson Gracie was considered by many to be the best of the Gracie clan, and the Gracies are, in terms of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, they're royalty. I mean, anyone who has the last name Gracie is pretty much guaranteed to have unbelievable knowledge about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And the thing with Rickson Gracie is he was considered by many to be the best. I mean, better than Royce Gracie, who won like 3 of the 4 UFC tournaments. Rickson Gracie went into mixed martial arts and went 12-0, all 12 wins by submission, all of them in the first round. He was just that good and just that strong. I mean, he destroyed everybody he went up against, and a lot of people told him, "You're only in mixed martial arts because it's easy. You're going up against people who don't know the depth of what you're going up against, and that's why you don't compete in grappling tournaments anymore, because grappling tournaments are the only place you're actually going to find a challenge." And he quit mixed martial arts to go into to go back into grappling again. And a lot of people were asking, when are you going to go back to MMA? When are you going to go back to MMA? And he gave a very firm response: never. Because I honestly found no challenge in mixed martial arts. The only place I truly find a challenge is when I'm rolling on the mat against people who... It's about... Because you see, there's a reason why Ronda Rousey went so long undefeated, is because the game hadn't caught up to her. And if she would have retired before she had her first loss, she'd have probably been regarded in the same way Rickson Gracie's regarded. But eventually, the game catches up to you. It's just like right now, John Jones is considered the best mixed martial artist in the world, and eventually, the game's going to catch up to him, and he's going... Like Anderson Silva, another great case. Anderson Silva, once considered unbeatable. Like, they said no one would ever beat Anderson Silva because he was so good. And then Chris Weidman came in, young, hungry, a wrestler who could get around Anderson Silva's grappling, and he beat him. He didn't only beat him, he knocked his ass out. And then in the second fight, he almost knocked him out again, but then Anderson Silva broke his leg. I mean, the truth is...
He broke his own leg, right?
Yeah, Anderson Silva broke his own leg.
Yeah, I thought I heard he broke his leg at some point.
Well, because Chris Weidman, from the first fight, Chris Weidman never checked any of Anderson Silva's kicks. See, whenever you check a kick, you bring your leg up to defend against it. It pretty much is blunt force trauma.
Oh, I've seen that, actually.
And his leg snapped and
His leg-
wrapped around.
Yeah, wrapped around his leg, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and he tried to step back, and
I've
his
seen
leg
that.
folded. I was in the theater. I was
It
in the
hurts to
theater
think
when that
about.
happened, dude. A guy ran out of the theater when they showed it on replay. He's like, "No, no!" Just went running right out, and I'm like, "Oh God."
It hurts to think about.
Oh,
It's
it
so
does,
bad, man.
dude. Seeing it happen live was something horrible.
I've never broken a bone, but for some reason I have like a lot of like empathy on stuff like seeing a bone broken, and it's just like,
Well,
the pain I imagine is like ridiculous.
Well-
Like, I think it's worse because I've never broken one, so I imagine it being like worse than it probably is. But
it's
I know it sucks
bad.
really bad.
It has to hurt because you pretty much have snapped your primary stability in your leg, and actually there was another one that happened, and it happened live, and the ref didn't know it had happened, and actually Joe Rogan had to yell into the ring at the ref to stop the fight because his leg's broken.
Yeah.
Cory Booker, I believe was his name. No, not Cory Booker. What, I forget his name now. But he broke his leg on a kick and got taken down, and the pain hadn't set in on him yet because the adrenaline was going.
Yeah.
And then
Joe saw his leg break.
and then all of a sudden, Joe Rogan's like, "Oh, his leg's broken! His leg's broken! Stop the fight! Stop the fight!
Ooh.
Stop the fight!"
Yeah.
And then they stop the fight. The guy gets up off of the guy whose leg's broken. The guy looks down, sees his legs fucked, and he's just like, "Oh God, oh God!" And like he knew the pain was gonna set in eventually, and then the pain set in as they were carrying him out of the ring, and it was just like, "Woo!" And then there was
I would have
another
been like, knock me out! Knock me out!
no. Well, and then of course there was another one that was on Scarred. That old show on MTV that showed people getting like very, very badly injured skateboarding or snowboarding and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There was one kid who was on a snowboard, and he was grinding down this rail, and his board leans down and it gets caught up on the rail. It's one of those double layered rails, where it's got the one where you can step over and the top one. The board goes down, gets caught up in the secondary one, and his leg folds over top of the top rail, and his leg, you literally see his leg fold over, and at first he's like, "I'm good, man, I'm good," and then he backs off, and he's like, "Oh God, oh my leg, oh God, ah!" Just starts screaming.
Trying to remember who it was in the NFL, but somebody broke their leg and like their shin went that way.
Yeah, that was
Like, that
Joe
is not
Theismann.
supposed to happen.
That was Joe Theismann. Actually, Joe Theismann. You want to hear a weird thing about that injury? Lawrence Taylor was the one that broke Joe Theismann's leg. Joe Theismann played for the Washington Redskins. Alex Smith and Joe Theismann at the time was 34 years old. That was a career-ending injury for him. He was done after that. Alex Smith was also 34. Or no, they were both 33. Alex Smith was 33 at the time and was also the quarterback for the Washington Redskins. And at the game in the crowd was both Joe Theismann and Lawrence Taylor, and the exact same injury happened to Alex Smith.
Yikes.
Pretty much exactly the same way.
Weird.
I know, it freaked me. I'm like, still don't believe in the Illuminati, kids. And for me, like seeing that happen, and also another one was Kevin Ware from Louisville, I believe. It was a basketball game. He comes down.
I think I remember
and
that
his
one.
leg just like explodes in front of his bench, in front of his teammates. His teammates are there, and his
that's
leg
the one
literally.
I remember hearing like people in the audience like threw up in the front.
That was
row or
probably
whatever.
that was about 6 years ago or something.
Yes.
I was okay. So I don't have anything to add to this other than that. So I was still working at Target, and I worked with this guy who had a weird sense of humor. So he had a zoomed in picture of the bone sticking out of his leg. Wait, but at the angle, and he photoshopped Rafiki holding Simba up on it because it looked like Pride Rock.
What the fuck?
I didn't know where that was gonna go.
But it was like right after it happened. It was way too soon.
Oh
But-
God, dude.
I was not expecting that at all.
But
Jesus.
just the reaction
Horrible.
from his teammates alone.
Dude, I remember like
His
seeing
teammates
the
were just
clip.
like, "Ah."
I remember seeing the clip, and there was a guy like in the audience, and just the look on his face was just like, like I was
course.
horrified.
Well, of course it's horrifying because it's happening right there in front of everybody. I mean, worst injury I ever witnessed was when Alucci got his shin snapped, and it went backwards. And Alucci was a very talented running back. He was actually the best running back we had on the team. And what happened was he ran through the hole to go like between the tackle and the guard. He ran right through. A linebacker grabbed him around his ankle, got both arms up like this, and was trying to pull him back. And then Alucci got hit from behind, and then his shin folded forward. And I saw that happen because I was in the offensive line. They had me as a tight end, a sheerly blocking tight end. I wasn't a catching tight end. They didn't have me run patterns, but because I was fairly big and I could block really good, they put me in as a tight end. I pulled double duty. I played both sides. But
I don't think I've ever witnessed many injuries in person. I think the worst thing I personally witnessed was my buddy Ben biting it on the lifesaver and breaking his molar. all the way around.
That's
Yikes.
not good.
Yeah, he had to leave scout camp to go
I
to
saw
the
I saw
dentist.
someone's tooth get knocked. I saw someone's tooth get knocked out in a fight.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I haven't
here,
seen
right
that,
here,
but
this, the secondary incisor right here.
I haven't
Boom.
seen anyone's teeth get knocked out, but my buddy did knock someone's teeth out, and I got to hear the story about it.
Well, dude, there was actually one incident that happened on the Ultimate Fighter. A guy had his mouthpiece in and everything. Got his these 3 teeth here knocked out. His 2 front teeth and his right side secondary incisor all knocked out. But you know what the interesting thing was? 2 of them got stuck in the mouthpiece.
Oh.
And they had to come, and before the fight could continue, after the round was over, the ref had to go in, asked for a pair of pliers, and he yanked the teeth out. And the fighter kept going, and the fighter who got his teeth knocked out, actually won the fight. Won by
Damn.
knockout in the 3rd round. It was awesome. It was one of the best, like one of the most ballsy things I've
That's
ever seen.
crazy to get your teeth knocked out while wearing a mouthpiece.
Well, it's not. There's no way 100% you're going to be 100% safe unless you have like a full bite guard one, which boxers usually have. Boxers usually have like the big ones that cover the top and the bottom and really don't leave much room for your jaw to move or anything like that to prevent injury and all that. MMA fighters, on the other hand, where they're moving around a lot more than boxers are, their mouths are wide open and they're trying to get air in there a lot more, so they only usually have the top cover, and it's usually not very secured, and it's fairly loose.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I never thought about that. Like, so it's actually probably pretty easy for them to lose bottom teeth, isn't it?
Oh yeah, well, you want to see someone who's lost probably the most teeth? Dan Henderson. Dan Henderson, I think, is missing 6 teeth from his top row and 2 from his bottom row.
Damn.
The 2 from his bottom row are actually 2 he had cut out because one became abscess and the other one got cracked, and he just decided to cut it out instead of keep going. And the other 6 on top were from 2 were from his wrestling days, and the rest were from MMA. He's like Dan Henderson at his peak was a warrior. That man, I'd never seen him get hurt. Like, I'd never seen him get hurt when fighting. And even up into his early 40s, he still couldn't get hurt.
I think if I ever got signed to UFC and had all that money, I'd probably just have all my teeth taken out and replaced with like a full set of false, like on bottom and top, and just take them out in a fight.
Jesus.
Just fuck it.
Yeah.
Look at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're way off topic at this point.
well,
We turned this into a
we're-
podcast on sports injuries.
Well, actually, no. We're still talking. We wrapped it back around to MMA, and this is an MMA tournament that's happening in
Yeah,
the show.
technically
So
so.
hey, sort of wrapped around. Sort
Yeah.
of. Not gonna say completely wrapped around, but it is what it is.
Just
So
throw us a bone on that one.
I guess, yeah. Throw us a bone. Throw us something. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for
Throw
this.
us a like and a subscribe.
Yeah, you could do that.
And if you're already in the Patreon and you're watching the full episode and you're here this long,
Thank you.
hell yeah.
Yeah. So thank you all once again for tuning in. And until next time, signing off, I'm Nate,
Micah.
I'm Nick.
and we will see you all in the next one. Peace out.